I was thinking before making this video, wouldn't it be great if we could just say Tá mé Múnsar for I am a teacher? Wouldn't it be great if for Sean as a doctor we could just say Tá Sean Doctor? Wouldn't it be great if for that bar is the best one we could just say Tá an Teach Tormhna sin an Ceann is fearr? There'd be no war or problems in the world. It'd be full of rainbows and butterflies and everything else. But unfortunately, we do have the copula in Irish. I wouldn't say unfortunately, because I think it's beautiful the way it sounds and how it distinguishes itself then from something where we'd use the verb to be, say tá mé go maith or whatever else. So it is nice having that difference, but it's quite tricky to use. I've gone through before, how to know whether you use is or use tá. Let's call it tá. Obviously, it could be v, ní rao. The actual root of the verb is be, but I always call it tá for simplicity. I've gone through that before. If you're in any way uncertain on when do we use an is sentence and when do we use a tá sentence, let's call it, then the link for the video where I've covered that will be down below. But presuming you know that, which I think most people on here know already, although it's not, a waste of time to go back and just make sure of it and go back over our golden rule for when do we use the copula and when we don't. But I'm presuming most people know that. And what we're looking at today is the different types of is sentences, particularly the main 4 categories, as I call them, in relation to the is sentences. So the idea is at the end of this video, what you're not going to have is this idea that I see a lot of students struggling with, where they're maybe trying to say, whatever, Sean is the guy over there. Okay, normally it won't be a sentence as simple as Sean is the guy. We all notice that when you're actually speaking, it tends to be more complicated stuff, but the basic principle of something like Sean is the man or whatever, and people say, well, is that is a on far a Sean? Is that is a Sean on far? Is that is far a Sean? Is that is Sean a on far? Is it something a bit different? Is it, it could be so many different things when you think about it like that. When you have all these different parts, it's like a slot machine. Anyone who's ever played a slot machine, you can have banana, cherry, apple. You can have apple, banana, banana. You can have cherry, cherry, banana. Weird analogy, but it's kind of what it is. When you have 3 or 4 different things within a sentence, and those could go in any different order, you have so many different kind of combinations of the sentence you could have. So what I see students do, they go, well, it has to be an is at the start because I know it's copula, and then let me just throw in one of the 2 things. So let's say you say far, I won't bother with the a, I'll say is far, I'll say the a afterwards, and then I'll say Sean at the end. And again, the chances of you getting it right, unless it's based on some sort of logic and some sort of rule, very unlikely. It's like doing a maths problem and saying, I'll just kind of add them all up together or multiply them, as opposed to saying, no, I have to use the formula 2x plus y, or whatever the formula might be. And once you get the formula, once you know what the rule is, what type of is sentence is, then it's easy, because you're just subbing in the words then into the different parts of the formula. Let's say, hopefully that doesn't sound too mathematic, but we're going to break it down bit by bit. So essentially, with is sentences, apart from a few exceptions, idiomatic stuff and stuff like where you're from, is as Gaeilge mé, that's a bit different, or is iontach an rudé, a kind of idiom like that for it's great. Apart from that, I'd say 95% of all copula sentences fit into 4 categories. The first one, let's just call it the simple category, the basic category, is when I'm just saying something like, I am a person, is duine mé. Okay, so it's tough without kind of touching on the other ones, what we're dealing with in the first one. But I think most people will be comfortable with this. If you're not, again, go to the video link down below. That's the kind of base is or copula sentence. So if I'm saying I'm a person, whatever the noun is at the end, a person, a good person, a teacher, a bar, it could be an item, it could be a water bottle, it is a water bottle, it's bud Gaeilge a. So whatever it is, we put that in the middle, we have the is before and the a. Throughout this video, I'm going to be referring to the is and the a. That could change, obviously. That is could be but. For the past tense, it could be ni, it could be near, it could be on if it's a question. It could even be a question word if you're phrasing a question. The a could be e, could be id, could be muids, could be who, could be a lot of things. For the sake of simplicity, I'm always going to refer to it as is and a, but those are just the defaults. Obviously, that could change depending on the tense and also who we are speaking about. Okay, so is duine, well in this case let's use me, is duine mé, I am a person. So we've got no funny business going on there. Okay, it's fairly straightforward. We've got no definite article. I'm not saying I am the person, and I'm also not naming. Okay, I'm not saying Liam is a person or Liam's the person or anything like that. I'm not naming at the start. Okay, so I've got no naming, no definite article. Those are the two things we're going to look out for. And the naming, I'm always referring to the naming at the start. Okay, so I'm not saying Liam is a person. I'm saying I am a person. I'm using a pronoun instead of one of the names instead of kind of saying a noun. Like that one is a person or whatever. Messi is a person. Ronaldo is a person. I'm always referring to the footballers. These examples, they just come to mind for me for whatever reason. So that's category 1. And I don't really need to talk about that too much because, again, I think people understand that for the most part, and it's covered in the video below. Where it starts to get a bit more confusing is category 2. Category 2 is where we're naming, but we do not have the definite article at the end. Okay, so category 1, no and no. Category 2, yes and no. So we are naming, but we do not have the definite article. An example of this, and the one I'm always going on about, always keep one base example for all of these in your head, is Messi is a footballer. Messi is a footballer. So our kind of formula here, or what we do, is we imagine we're not naming. So we imagine we're saying he is a footballer, and then we just tag the name on afterwards. Okay, so if I was saying he is a footballer, that would be a category 1 sentence. Is Pelador a? But if I'm saying Messi is a footballer, is Pelador a Messi? I just add the Messi to the end. It is a bit confusing in some ways. In some ways it's nice and easy because you just tag it at the end. You don't have to change anything. But logic would dictate, well, if it's Pelador a, the a means he, and then I'm changing he to Messi in English. Why isn't the a changing to Messi? Is Pelador Messi? But that's not, unfortunately, how it works, or fortunately, whatever way you want to look at it. So we just tag the name on to the end. Loads of examples. Again, we'll keep them really simple examples, so they'll be easy to remember really when you're speaking every day. It will be tougher stuff. But it will look tougher in the sense of it might not be Messi as a footballer. It might be that guy over there is a footballer. But it's the same thing. Anybody who's done maths before, it's like that guy over there is X or Messi is X. It's still all the same thing. It's still all in brackets. It's not really affected by anything else. It's just sometimes it may look longer and more complicated because you'll have adjectives on the person or a longer name or whatever it might be. Okay, or that person that is over there. But that's all still the subject we're talking about. Okay, so it's Pelador a and then atá Holland sin, for example. It's the same thing. Okay, so we're just tagging it on at the end. Other examples: Sean is a doctor. Is Dr. a Sean? So I'm doing he is a doctor. Is Dr. a and then Sean at the end. Okay, let's do it with a different one. Something maybe feminine. France is a country. Is cheer e on rank. Is cheer e on rank. Okay, so we can see there how the A could change to E. Right, is Grúpa Iad na Beatles? The Beatles are a group. Again, I've got no definite article at the end, but I'm naming at the start. I'm not saying they are a group, which would be category 1. I'm saying the Beatles are a group. Okay, category 3 then is we're not naming, but we do have the definite article. So you can see where I'm going here with this. Category 1, nothing and nothing. Category 2, check, no check. Category 3, then, no check and check in terms of what we got. Always looking out for definite article at the end and naming at the start. So this one we've got the definite article. An example, he is the man. He is the man. So we're going to say is a at the start and then we're just going to name the man and then another a at the end. So is a on far a. Okay, you could break it down so you have to say is first and then you have to say a. Just easier to remember a base sentence, I think. Okay, is a on far a. Sometimes you won't see the second a there. If you're just saying he is the man by itself, you'll almost always have it, is a on far a. But for a longer sentence, you know, he is the man that was there. Often it might just be is a on far a vi on sin, blah, blah, blah. You won't throw in the second a. So that's not critical. The main thing is to remember it'll always be is a on, because by definition, we've got definite article at the end, so we'll always have on whatever it is. She is the doctor, is he on doctor e. Okay, so that's the kind of formula for that one. But again, a lot of people will know these already. Category 4 seems to be the one that throws people off. And category 4, no surprise, if you spot patterns well, is we're naming at the start. So we're not saying he is, we were, they are, anything like that. We're naming, and we've also got the definite article at the end. Okay, we've also got the definite article at the end. So what would an example of this be? Well, let's say Sean is the doctor. So we're naming, we're saying Sean, and we're saying the doctor as opposed to a doctor. Otherwise, it would be category 2. So The irony is, guys, and the way you remember this, the way I think it's easy to remember, is on paper. This looks like the hardest category. We've got definite article, we've got naming, it's all a lot going on. What do? The irony is it keeps the same order as English. All I do is issay at the start. Again, might not be issay, could be issy, butid, whatever. But let's just call it issay. And I name the same two things in the same order. So Sean is the doctor. Issay, Sean an doctor. I name the same things in the same order. Okay? What about London is the city? I'm naming. I've got the at the end. Issy, London and Cahir. Don't worry too much about the A and the E for now. The main thing is to get this kind of order right. So the idea here, guys, again, to go back to my point at the start, is if I see something like that bar is the best one, as opposed to thinking, oh, I'll say is, and then I might say bar, and I'll say next one. If you try like that, the chances of you getting it right are so far removed. So the idea is you have to be able to look at it and go, category 4, category 2. It's just like Messi is a footballer. It's just like he is the man. It's just like whatever example sentence you might have and you want to keep for yourself in your head. So if I see something like, whatever, that bar is the best one, I'm going naming at start, definite article at the end, perfect. All it says is say, and then name the two things in the same order as it English. So that one is the best bar. Is say, that one. On Kionsin, the best bar on Saktorvnia is far. Is saying Kionsin on Saktorvnia is far. So see, when it's built on some sort of logic, we remove the ambiguity. So one of my biggest philosophies with the language, guys, any language, but especially Irish, with something else like the Siri here, as opposed to going, oh, well, sometimes it's kind of this or something. No kind of grey area, black and white. Because once it's built on a black and white idea of logic and a specific rule, and, you know, like we've gone through in a lot of these topic breakdowns or the cheat sheets, if anyone has the cheat sheets over on the website, which are worth getting for stuff like this, the whole idea is you just base it off one kind of main rule. So Mochnilik, for example, what's our golden rule? Start modification, end modification. So I take tog as the root for take. Perfect. What do? Change one thing at the start, one thing at the end. That is essentially the rule for the Mochnilik. So I check that rather than go, sometimes it's got uk, sometimes it's d apostrophe. Change one thing at the start, one thing at the end. Nothing more, nothing less. Okay, and I know these rules are tough to remember. There's so many of them. And some of the endings look similar. I understand that. So I'm not saying it's easy by any means, but this is what the logic has to be based off. Okay? So what do I change at the start for Mochnilik? I put in a H in this case. So Hog. What do I do at the end? Let's say it's he would take. Then I put in my hook ending. So Hog hook shay. Hog hook shay for he would take. Okay, so it's all based off one main rule. No ambiguity. That's the main thing I'm trying to get across. So, you know, we're talking about is sentences today, but this could be for anything. This could be for Siri here, Mochnilik. Tough things to remember where it's kind of based off one or two weird rules. But again, it's based off one or two as opposed to a million of them. So it is manageable, okay, depending on what way you view it. I understand it's difficult. I'm not saying it's easy by any means, but it'll be a lot easier if you come in with this approach. I think it may be a bit too mathematical for people. I know some people, you know, and I'm a big advocate for just, listen, read more, listen more, speak more, write more, and you'll pick up all this stuff. You won't even have to be thinking about it in this way. But sometimes when you're kind of learning, you do have to base it off one or two main things and learn those one or two main things off. And then after a while of using that rule, it'll just come naturally. You won't even be thinking about it as categories. You'll just be able to do it without thinking. Okay, so remember category 1, just the simple stuff. Whatever. I am a man is far me. It is a box is buske. Category 2 is when we're naming. So Messi is a footballer is pelder a tag on Messi at the end. Category 3, we're looking more so then at when we've got the definite article and not naming. Is a on far a is e on ib e. Whatever it is the problem. Remember, even if we're just saying a noun, it's not necessarily person. That's the gender is obvious. If we're saying a noun like vibe, we should technically use the E then because vibe is feminine, and obviously put the H on vibe as well due to the on. And then category 4 is when we've got both naming and definite article. So we just say is a or whatever we might be using, and then the same two things, the subject and the object in the same order. So Sean is the doctor, is a Sean on doctor. Okay, so that is the idea, guys. Obviously, as I said, we could be using but, could be using near, ni, on, could even be question word using cod. Okay, cadid na rudi is fair. What are the best things? Same idea. Okay, but that won't change the order of the sentence or what type of sentence we're dealing with. We're just changing is to something else. So that is it, guys. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. Any questions, just leave them down below. Maybe one of the next Aistriús. I know we recently did one on the is, but might do another one because it is so important and comes up probably every third or fourth sentence, really, in terms of using the copula. And as I said, feel free to go back and look at the other video looking at when to use tá, when to use is if you're still unsure about that. So, sinné, cos gur míle maigi as a bheith fécans an í san seo, má tá aon ceistní agah bí a deaghálam hís sna tráchtarachtaí míle buchas sláán go fóill.